In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 key retirement pitfalls. And this is video number 10 of my retirement series. The goal of these videos really is to educate you around the topic of retirement, no matter where you are on that spectrum and no matter how much you make. There are incremental things that you can be doing right now, regardless of your income, in order to be able to save for retirement and not be one of those individuals who is really freaked out because they are afraid that they won't be able to provide for their basic necessities. If you're new to my channel, I am Tanya Taylor, founder and CEO of Grow Your Wealth TV. And on my channel, you will learn about saving, demolishing debt, investing, and the whole goal of my channel is to help you to become educated so that you can plan for your retirement and retire worry-free. Please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and hit the bell to be notified when I post new content on Fridays and on Sundays. So the first thing is that most people do not have a plan when it comes to retirement. They may have a wish and they may have a dream, but they have nothing on paper and they haven't really sat down and mapped out what their retirement will look like. And therefore, they're not really working towards anything concrete. So my first advice to you is that instead of being in that bucket of not having a plan, find someone that you can work with that can help you to get towards that goal, and so that you can have a real clear insight into what your needs will be and how you will get there. The next thing is concentrating on a limited number of investments. That's a big no-no. You want to make sure that you diversify your investment enough so that if the market is tanking, you have something else that you can rely on. You want to look at the different type of investment within your portfolio because some of them work in opposite, so they balance each other out. So when one is going down, the other one might be going up, or it might not be as impacted as this one. So for example, technology might get dragged, whereas consumer products might be going up because everyone needs to eat. So you want to make sure that you're not concentrated in one area because you will get burned if something happens in the market. The third thing is being realistic about how you can help your children. This one is a really emotional one, right? Because for many parents, we want to help our children at least on the first 4 years of college. What people are finding is that if they didn't plan early on for their child's college, then when they get to that age, they don't know what to do. So they may be borrowing from their 401k plan, which is like a big no-no because you know what? You don't have enough time by then for most people. And while your child may have time, you don't. And if you take the money out of your portfolio to pay for your child's college, then you might end up being in a situation where you're unable to fund your retirement. So for someone who is young that's listening to this, I would say to you, start planning for college early. For someone who is older, really sit and evaluate whether it's realistic that you will be able to pay for your child's college and how you will be able to pay for it. And if you have multiple children, you really want to sit and be realistic because you don't want to get to that point when it's time to go off to college, and that's when you're really thinking about all of that. That's why advanced financial planning is so critical, and that's why it's important that you sit with someone and really go through all of your goals and what you really want to achieve so that you can know going to be able to help your child. The sad part about it is that in the US, at least, the way the system is set up is that if your child wants to go to college, you will be on the hook one way or the other because they've made it that way. And so there is that tension, and you will have to figure out how you go about doing that. But borrowing from your 401k plan might not be the best way. Number 4 is not having enough in the stock market. And this one might be controversial. There might be some people who say, I don't want to be in the stock market because I am afraid that the stock market is going to crash. But what happens is, and I talk in video number 9, so you can actually go back to video number 9 and watch it. I talk about why investing in stocks is important. Stock gives you the highest growth, and for bonds nowadays, you're not really getting much on bonds. Money market fund, you're not really getting much either. If you invest in the quality stocks, then you can see that growth potential and your portfolio will grow at a much faster rate so that you could have more at the end of your retirement years. So you should not shun stocks. It's good to understand how to invest in them and to know which companies you're comfortable investing in so that you can get the return and also so that you can get the dividend yield. But a lot of people are afraid to invest in stocks, and so they don't get a good enough return that they could have gotten. So I talk about opportunity cost a lot because it's one of those things that's real. If the opportunity that you gave up for investing in the stock market versus maybe playing it safe and investing in the bond, and when I say safe, I'll put it in quotes because the stock market is safe. It's shown historically that the stocks will appreciate, but you just have to find the right ones, and then and in order to do that, you have to educate yourself. That's what it comes down to, and being able to understand what's in your portfolio. I would say that even if you work with someone, you should know what's in your portfolio. That's just my thing. You should know how your money is being invested. You should know what the risks are, and don't just take someone's word for granted, because that's also how a lot of other people got in trouble as well. Number 5, and this one is literally where dreams die. Okay, so I'm being a little bit dramatic, but healthcare. This is what sucks a lot of people retirement up, or people end up in debt. There is so much that could go wrong if you don't plan for your health care. I am actually going to do a video where I talk about how I have decided to invest for my health care, because unless you're in one of those countries where the government provide you with health care that's going to truly cover your health care needs, you're at a real disadvantage in the US if you want to have proper health care. Your employer may promise you a health care plan, but most times it does not cover your full healthcare cost. And Medicare also does not cover your full healthcare cost. So there's this gap that exists, and you need to be able to estimate what that gap is and figure out how to fund it. And if you have a high deductible healthcare plan now, you can actually put money away in a health savings account. There are some of us who do not have a high deductible savings plan, so we can't even put money away in a health savings account. So there are other ways that you can just earmark funds and put it to the side and have it grow over time, and know that that's going to fund your healthcare costs. I just want to bring up a really quick statistics where Fidelity Investment had done a study, and it showed that a 65-year-old couple who retired in 2015 would actually need $245,000 to fund their healthcare cost post-retirement. So this is real, and this is real money that could have a significant impact on you and on your retirement in the future. And that's one of the things that a lot of people are not considering, and it's one of the most critical things to consider as you plan for retirement. Of course, you want to consider long-term care. I talked about that in another video in the retirement series as well, where long-term care is really critical. Right now, long-term care is really expensive, and it also doesn't offer the rich benefits that it offered previously. But if you can get some long-term care, then that's going to be another avenue that you would need to look into to make sure that you have proper coverage. I would love to hear from you. Comment below and let me know if you are finding this content useful. Have you planned for your healthcare cost in retirement, and what does that look like? So here's what I want to say to you. You can avoid a lot of pitfalls in retirement if you start planning for retirement, and the earlier you start planning, the better it will be for you, because you'll be able to foresee, you'll be able to adjust and readjust, because that's all a part of it. But you will have a good game plan of where you're going to be, and it will tell you whether or not your goals are realistic. And if they're not, then you'll have to also adjust to figure out what is most realistic for you as you move into retirement. Again, if you found this content beneficial, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. The entire goal is so that we can all retire worry-free.